We're at the zoo. Date time. With the money behind the wheel of the school mini truck, we reach our destination after a bit more than an hour. Fortunately, I haven't gotten any calls from the company or noticed any suspicious vehicles so far. Just to be on the safe side, we took a few aimless detours through narrow residential streets. And at one point I asked Amane to make a U-turn so I could use the restroom in a convenience store we just passed by. I didn't see anything that led me to suspect an alternating multi-car tail. The sky above is brilliantly clear without a helicopter in the sight. Perfect weather for a date. Oh, look at that. That's cute. Aww. To be honest, I've got plenty of experience spending time with women. But with very few exceptions, I was doing so as an extension of my job. I didn't spend some time playing with a girl at my neighborhood park when I was a kid, but apart from that, this sort of thing hasn't been part of my private life until now. Yeah, I haven't been to one since my master dragged me out here as a kid. Wait, no. I guess I visited the National Zoo in Washington a while ago, when the company had me looking after this 9-year-old girl. It's a side job. Well, sure, if someone requests it, I'll do pretty much anything. Cleaning, babysitting, whatever. On that specific occasion, I think I'd been assigned to protect the family of a witness as part of the plea bargain he'd reached with the government. That's right. Yeah, I guess it would be. That's right. It was an extracurricular lesson of sorts, as I recall. Our instructors took everyone to see a children's cartoon movie. That was weird. You don't wanna know. Had its moments. It's fine, don't worry about it. If I did lose my family when I was very young, and I ended up living a pretty strange life as a result, but at the very least, I had Asuko and JB. Asuko was an undeniably awkward parent, but she did her damnedest to raise me into a man. And that there was JB. Then there was JB. I used to lovingly, mutter, "What a brat," every time she saw my face. Not that I can blame her, really. I wasn't exactly a little ray of sunshine. I remember one year on my birthday when JB asked me what I wanted most for a present, right? Well, for some reason, the condescending way she's smiling down at me kind of ticked me off, you know? So without missing a beat, I replied, "My freedom!" Just to make her jaw drop. It was quite funny. I guess you had to have been there. Have to admit, I could be pretty obnoxious when I wanted to be. Yeah, that's right. Like I said, my childhood definitely had its moments. Well, I mean, all sorts of things, I guess. Anyway, enough about me. Because you don't know anything about me. What were you like as a kid, Amane? Car loving baby? That's peculiar, alright.
アルバムとか見るとなぜかハンドルを握ってるような写真ばっかりなんだよね。しかも写真を撮っているのはいっつもお父さんだから、お父さんと一緒に写ってる写真ってあんまりないのよね。あ、でも父親の若い頃の写真を持ち歩いてるんだよ。ほら。
Taking out her diary, Amane retrieves a photograph from between two of its pages. It depicts a menacing young man with a pompadour staring with his arms folded in front of a red sports car.
かっこいいでしょ?
Oh man, I want to see what it looked like. Well, I'm not sure cool is the word I'd use, but that's one hell of a pompadour he's got there. Didn't know your dad was a juvenile delinquent.
いや、そっちじゃなくて、お父さんの後ろの車、かっこよくない？ケンメリだよ。
A genuine Camry? I have no idea what that is.
と言っても、GTX にリアスポとオバフェンつけたなんちゃって R 仕様なんだけどさ。
This is all Greek to me, you know. Wonder if Amane inherited her interest in old cars from her father.
私がまだ子供の頃、お父さんと一緒に朝の市場に行くとき、たまにトラックじゃなくてガボガボうるさいし、車の中はガソリン臭いし、マンホール避けて走るぐらいベッタベタの車庫端だし、コーナーで G がかかるとトランクリッドが勝手に開いちゃうようなボロ車だったけど、私この車が大好きだったんだよね。でね、お母さんには内緒だぞって言ってさ、お父さんは私を膝に乗っけたままこの車を運転してさ、ハンドル握らせてくれたりギアチェンジさせてくれたりしてさ、普通の車のローの位置にバックギアがあってね、山道とかグイグイ走るときはセコとサードが直線だからシフトチェンジがスコスコできて楽でさ、面白い車だったんだけどね。
You're using the past tense. Does your dad not drive it anymore?
私が小学生の頃までは家にあったんだけど、ある日私が学校から帰ってきたら亡くなってたんだ。
Oh, that's sad.
お父さんに聞いたらさ、維持に金がかかるから売っちゃったって言うんだよ。私に何の相談もなく売っちゃうとかひどいよね。
It was his car, right?
でもまあ代わりに軽くて小さいハッチバックに買い替えたって言って納車されたのが KP61 だって言うんだから。
The monster. I don't know what that is.
基本アホなんだよね、うちのお父さん。
I'm not sure I completely follow, but it sounds like you love your dad as much as you love cars. And that's good, because you really love cars.
ファザコン気味なのは否定はしないけれども、っていうかなんでこんな話になったかな。動物園に来て動物も見ないで車の話ってなんかアホみたいじゃん。
I don't know, but we should probably get walking, because the girls behind us are probably getting bored looking at us, wondering why we're not moving. What's wrong? Embarrassed I found out how much you love your dad?
ほらユージ、カバ見ようよカバ。
Why the hippos?
にゃ、なんとなく近くにいたから。つーかさ、カバ見てると HSV を思い出すのって私だけ？
Don't know what that is. What are you even talking about?
あのさ、わざわざ電車使って追いかけてきたけど、なんか普通にデートを楽しんでない？あ、
そのようですね。何やら天音さんもいつもよりテンション高めでキャッキャとはしゃいでいらっしゃるご様子です。
だから言ったでしょ、二人のことは私たちが心配する必要はないと。
そうは言ってもあのアマネなのよ。あんま幸せすぎると今度はそれがストレスになってついライオンの檻の前でやり始めるかもしれないのよさ。
さすがにそれはないでしょう。こんな真っ昼間に、しかも周りは人がいっぱいいるのよ。
わかんねえぞ。人に見られながらしたら気持ちよく罪悪感に酔えるかもとかゆるい脳みそでもわもわと考えてるかもしんねえのよさ。
自罰症ってそんなピンク色の症例があったかしら。
だからわかんねえって。この前もあまね中庭に咲いてるアジサイの葉っぱの上にいたでんでん虫見て突然ボロボロ泣き出したし、何がきっかけでそうなんのか全然予想できないのよさ。
天音さんの場合変に我慢強かったりするので、突然スイッチが入っても様子から変化を読み取りにくいですし、確かに油断はできませんね。
言って すると普通に見えちゃうのがアマネーの厄介なところで。
何？どうしたのよ？
売店のショーウィンドウ越しにお兄ちゃんと目が合っちゃったのよさ。びっくりし
まさかガラスに反射した風見くんの姿と偶然目が合ったような気がしただけでしょ。
甘えなユミちゃん。あの男ポケットデートしてるように見えても警戒は怠ってないのよさ。
あの二人キリンの檻の方行っちゃうわよ。どうするの？追うの？
どうしましょうか。こちらの存在がすでに露見しているのであれば、いっそのことさりげなく声をかけて合流してしまうというのも一つの手
Oh,
段
they're gonna know what's up though. You can't do that.
でもできれば二人のデートの邪魔をしたくないというか。
だったら尾行なんて姑息な真似最初からしない方が良かったのに。
そう言いながらものこのこついてきたあんたが何言ってんのよ。説得力ないわよ。
だってそれは。
みちる様、それは仕方のないことなのです。常日頃から馬込みを嫌う孤高のユニコーンを気取りつつも、なんだかんだとぼっちは嫌だというヘタレが榊さんなのですから。
小峰さん、あなたね。
とにかくもうちょっと様子を見るのよさ。
We're being followed. And our tails happen to be remarkably incompetent. Didn't take long for me to notice them. Under the circumstances, I had a pretty decent idea of who might be following Amane and me around. So when I used a reflective shop window to get a look at our pursuers, I wasn't exactly surprised to see the familiar faces of our Mahama Academy classmates, the lovable bunch they are. Good grief, those people have too much time on their hands, getting them all Game Boys for Christmas.
何？なんか言った？
Don't mind me, just talking to myself.
そう？お弁当美味しくなかったらそう言ってね。
It's delicious, as always. Your skills continue to impress.
ありがとう。
Our classmates worry too much. They're not good at minding their own business, and they get lonely far too easily. Far too easily. But apparently they don't intend to actively interfere with our date. We've settled down on a nice grassy spot to eat our lunch, but there's no sign of them trying to join us. They're just watching from the shadows. Seemingly unaware of our friend's presence, Amane reaches into her lunchbox, retrieves a rice ball, and takes a big bite. There's an expression of sheer bliss on her face. With the chopsticks in her left hand, she grabs herself pieces of fried chicken. With her right hand, she carries rice balls to her mouth. After stuffing her cheeks with food like a squirrel preparing to hibernate, she chews away merrily. Every once in a while, she pauses to slurp at the vegetable soup in her thermos. It's obvious how much she's enjoying every bite of her meal.
何？
Oh, nothing. Just impressed by your gusto.
そうかな。まあご飯食べるのは大好きだけど。
In this instant, I'm pretty sure Amane's not thinking about anything except that food. She's forgotten all about her troubles and the pain she's experienced. The only thing on her mind is the meal in front of her. When she's eating food or making love to me, I think the past temporarily loosens its grip on Amane. I've never been one to pay too much attention to the quality of my food, and I'm not much of a big eater in general, but seeing Amane like this both relaxes me and stimulates my appetite. Might be one of the reasons I've grown so dependent on her presence in my life. When she's emptied her lunchbox entirely, Amane slaps her hands together happily in front of her chest.
自分で言うのもなんだけど美味しかった。ごちそうさま。
Well, we've had lunch now. What next?
ライオンもゾウもキリンも見たし、白クマもペンギンも見たし、次はお猿？
Reading the pamphlet they gave us at the entrance, I checked the little map inside. Looks like the Monkey Mountain is on the east side of the zoo, area E3. We should be able to see Hanako, the gorilla, and a monkey magic show starting Monkichi, the chimpanzee, and his trainer, Miss Sumuri.
見たい見たい。携帯で動画撮って帰ったらマキナにも見せてあげようよ。
Sure, why not? Of course, she'll probably be following along once we start moving.
あれ？ でもショーは午後3時からなんだね。
seems you're right.
今から行っても時間合わないし、少し休んでから行こうか。
Sounds good to me.
そんじゃユージ、おいで。膝枕してあげる。
It's bad manners to lie down right after a meal, you know.
膝枕ね。
An invitation from a woman's a lot like a matter of national security. You don't really have the right to refuse. Aw, look at that. Beautiful.
どうかな、気持ちいい。
Oh, she's so sweet. Yeah, you make a nice squishy pillow.
ふかふかって。
Gotten a little more meat on your bones lately, haven't you?
そうかな。体重は変わってないんだけどな。
Don't worry about it. I kind of like things this way.
って言いながら、私のウエストのお肉つまむのやめてもらっていいかな。
You're my woman. That means your belly's mine too. I can pinch if I want to.
ちょっと屈辱かも。
Listen, I'm saying I like you this way. Don't go trying to lose any weight, alright? I won't be happy if those magnificent breasts shrivel up.
結局おっぱいかよ。
That's just how men are, my dear.
偉そうに。
ちょっとあの二人なんか腰据えてまったりし始めたわよ。
暇桜か。
A pap willow.
みんなあまね。
膝枕だよ、マキちゃん。
あれはムチムチっとした女にのみ許される特権なのよさ。
羨ましいだよ、マキちゃん。
というか私たちは一体いつまで彼らをつけ回すの？もういいんじゃないかしら。私
なんだよ、さっき私のお弁当分けてあげたじゃんかさ。
つかあんな小さなお弁当を4人で分けたって足りるわけないじゃない。
向こうの羊小屋のそばの売店でシシカバブが売ってましたけど、買ってきましょうか？
シシカバブ？何よそれ。
ケバブのことです。羊や鳥や牛を切り刻み、串刺しにしてパチパチと燃え盛る炎でジュージューと焼いた動物の死骸です。
ちょっと嫌な言い方しないでよ。っていうかそれってまさかそこの小屋の羊が原材料じゃないでしょうね。静かに大きな声を出さない。見つかっちゃうでしょ。
なんだかんだでユミちゃんもノリノリなのよさ。
Yeah, Yumi-chan. You're awful into all this.
大きな声出したらますますお腹すいた。
食べますか？ケバブ。
I want a kebab.
まだ言うか。
動物園。そこは訪れた子供たちに夢と現実を同時に学ばせる。
How dramatic Sachi is at times. It's quite adorable.
そして所詮この世は弱肉強食であると学んだ子供は遠足の帰り道、少しだけ大人の顔を見せるという。
心の弱い子なら人生に挫折しそうな動物園ね。
ここあんたんとこの系列が運営してる動物園だろが。
It is?
うぐ
She's like, oh.
うぐじゃねっつの。
Hugu.
あーなんか暑いし冷やし中華とか食べたい。
Cold? Why would you want cold food? That's nasty.
なんだろう今の音。
Those the wind.
なんかの動物の鳴き声かな。ねえユージ。ユージ？寝ちゃったの？あらら、本当に寝ちゃったんだ。こんな人がいっぱいいるところで寝ちゃうなんて珍しい。
Yuji's about as wary as a wild animal, so he doesn't tend to doze off in public places. He's also a really light sleeper in general, and his eyes usually pop open the instant I say something to him. I don't get many chances to see him conked out like this. Even on the nights where he seems to be sleeping soundly at first, he'll often start tossing around and wake up covered in sweat. I'm willing to bet it's got something to do with his past, the same way it did for me back when I had the same problems. But right now he's sleeping quietly on my lap with a completely peaceful expression on his face. I guess he really come to trust me. It makes me a little happy to know that.
やっぱり兄弟なんだな。ユージの寝顔、和樹に似てる。
I'm not sure when this was exactly, but Machiro once asked me when I fell in love with Yuji. At the time, I wasn't really sure myself, so I told her it just snuck up on me. But by now, I think I know the real answer. I wasn't really that crazy about Yuji at first, but I think it's fair to say he was on my mind from the moment we met. First of all, there was his appearance. That sleepy, almost dopey gaze, and the listless way he narrowed his eyes in annoyance. It was all very familiar to me. Specifically, it reminded me of Kazami Kazuki. I was genuinely shocked the first time I laid eyes on Yuji. I'd been combing his hair at this time, unfortunately, and to my surprise I ended up yanking the brush way too hard, causing the poor girl more than a little discomfort.
こうして撫でてみると髪の毛の手触りまで和樹に似ている。
Come to think of it, I did the same thing with her a few times, didn't I? Kazuki had a habit of taking a nap at the exact time every afternoon. According to her, her brain needed its daily downtime to recharge itself. But she used to nod off while sitting or even standing up, and it absolutely drove me crazy, for lack of a better solution. I ended up offering her the use of my lap. Unlike her brother, Kazuki slept so soundly I'd almost think she was dead. But sometimes she'd drool on my knees or sleepily shove a hand up my skirt. That was weird. But every once in a while, she'd even hook her fingers around my underwear and try to pull it off. That was even weirder. So I remember wondering if she was unconsciously seeking a little, intimacy. When I asked Kazuki about it, she just told me I'm the type of girl who feels more at ease with a hand under her pillow. Which sort of made sense, but didn't quite seem that relevant to the issue at hand. But whatever.
和樹、可愛かったな。
Wait, that came out a little wrong. Just for the record, I'm no lesbian. I really don't want anyone getting the wrong idea. It's not like I turned to Yuji as an outlet for my feelings toward Kazuki or anything. Oh, God. I didn't fall for him just because he looked like his sister, you know. I mean, well, sure, I guess it was the initial reason I developed an interest in him. But it's not like that's enough of a reason to actually love someone.
あれ、じゃあ私、いつユージを好きになったんだろう。
Okay, let's start from the very beginning. What was it about Yuji that I fell for anyway? I guess his appearance was part of it, sure. And then there's his ultra tsundere personality. He comes off as cold, but he's actually really kind, you know? Us girls eat that stuff up, you know? When a guy who's usually just mean suddenly treats you really nice, your heart just naturally skips a beat. Doesn't expect it. I know it's silly, but I can't help but falling for it. Talk about simple-minded. Still, is that really all there is to it, Amane? Is that really all? Oh, that's right. There's one more thing I love about Kazami Yuji, and it's probably the most crucial of all. Namely, the fact that he's a complete sadist. Ah, yes. Sadism. There's nothing else that tickles my heart in a much simpler, primitive ways. When was it again? One day I tried to sneak up on Yuji from behind and surprise him. But just as I got within a meter, he turned around so suddenly it felt like he'd known all along, and his face looked so much like Kazuki's that my heart nearly stopped beating. As I stood there dumbfounded, Yuji proceeded to grab my head ironclaw style and say, "What do you think you're doing to me, woman?" "Hold on, that hurts." "Is this guy for real? He's squeezing my poor little head as hard as he can. Oh no, this man's got to be a total sadist." And thus, even as the sadistic male Kazuki roughly gripped my head, I felt my lady parts trembling with unexpected pleasure.
やばい。思い出しただけでもときめくわ。
Lots of stuff happened after that, of course. My feelings grew little by little, day by day, and before I knew it, I realized that I wanted to spend the rest of my life with this man. At some point, it occurred to me that I'd lose my connection to Yuji once I graduated from Mihama. And for some reason, the thought of never making him another meal actually made me tear up a little. I told myself I just wanted to be convenient for him, and I thought that was all I needed. But all of a sudden, I couldn't even bear the idea of being parted from him.
気持ちいい風。なんか、こうしてぼーっとしてると、あっという間に時間が経っちゃいそう。
I know, I've been recording this link for 2 hours.
風見さん、寝ちゃったみたいですね。
つうかさ、私ユージが寝てるとこ見たの初め。
そういえば私も初見です。
まあ風見くんは少し特殊な環境で育ったから人前で無防備な姿はあまりさらさないでしょうね。
でも今めっちゃ無防備じゃない。
それだけスオーさんを信頼しているというか、安心しているのでしょうね。
確かにあの風見さんにあんなに無防備な顔をさせて膝の上で寝かせられる女性は天音さんぐらいでしょうね。そしてご覧ください。風見さんの頭を膝に乗せた天音さんの表情。穏やかな微笑の中にも美雨に漂う哀愁。ああ、この男のために生きよう。そんな決意の奥にはこの男しかいないのだという絶望がうかがえます。
確かに何やら神々しさまで感じさせる何かがあるわね。
私は恥ずかしいです。
恥ずかしいって何がよ。
これまでの私たちは胸の大きさで負けただけだとか、積極ビッチの押し売りに負けただけだとか、彼は基本的にメイドがあまり好きではないのだとか、結局男は胸が大きくて頭の悪い好都合な女が好きなのだとか、そんな負け惜しみばかりが心のどこかにありました。ですがご覧ください、あの二人を。少なくとも今の私では天音さんの代わりは務まりそうにありません。
そんなの分かってるわよ。ユージは天音だから天音を選んだんでしょ。
すみません、みちる様のおっしゃってる言葉の意味がよく理解できません。
なんでよ、誇りなさいよ。そこはなんかこうニュアンス的なものを読み取りなさいよ。
ちょっと暴れないでよ。膝で私のお尻を蹴らないで。
ああ、ごめん。ってあれ、スカートまくれてるよ、ユミコ。大きな声を出さないでよ。見つかっちゃうじゃない。ほら直してあげるから。
もう何なのよ、まったく。
薄い水色でしたね。
しっかり見てるんじゃないわよ。
だから静かに。
なんか私疲れた。というかあの二人もしばらく動きはなさそうだし、もうこの辺でいいんじゃないかしら。
そうね。なんかもういいかな。二人とも幸せそうだし。
ですね。いろいろな意味でお二人のあの姿を見られてよかったと思います。
帰ろっか。
マキちゃん？
はい、何？
やだ、ちょっとマッキナ。あんた泣いてんの？
泣いてないのよ。
いや、だってボロボロ涙出てるじゃない。どうしたのよ急に。
ああ、ほんとだ。私なんで泣いてる？へへへ、変なの。
イリスさん、あなたそんなに風見くんのことが。
違うのよ。そういうんじゃなくて、なんでだろう。なんかあの二人を見てたら、これでよかったんだなーって。ただそれだけなんだけど、ちょっと胸が痛くて、少し寂しくて、嬉しいって思ってるのに、なんだろうね。気がついたら目から変な汁が出てたのよさ。
マキちゃん、すみません、榊さん。マキちゃんに上着を貸してあげてくれませんか？私はメイド服ですので。
ええ、いいわ。お使いなさい。
ありがとうございます。ほら、マキちゃん。
着せるんじゃなくて？なんで丸めたユミコの上着をマキナの顔面に？
泣いてよし。
Oh my goodness.
え？ちょっと泣き声の消音に使うだけ？
さあ、思いっきり泣くといいよ、マキちゃん。そうすればきっと明日は笑えるから。
なんか綺麗にまとめようとしてるけど、私の上着鼻をかむな。
Hmm?
あ、ユージ、起きちゃった？
Thought I heard some weird animal cry from somewhere or other. What the heck was that?
さあ、わかんない。なんかさっきからちょいちょい変な声が聞こえるのよね。
Well, I guess we are in a zoo. Anyway, how long was I asleep?
10分ぐらいかな。
I see.
もういいの？
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. You make a fine lap pillow, Amane. That's so funny.
昔、和樹にも同じこと言われたよ。
Ah,
お猿見に行く？
sure. Let's go see the monkeys.
よいしょっと。
Something wrong?
なんでもない。本当になんでもないよ。
Her knees are asleep. You're not very good at lying, Amane. Your legs are numb, aren't they?
そんなことないもん。私ほら正座とか全然平気な人だし。
Oh. What's wrong? That was just a light kick. Nothing to worry about. Given that your legs aren't numb, here. What's all this then? Why'd you fall down? Here, I'll help you up.
また大丈夫。一人で立てるからこっち来ないで。
Don't say such sad things. I only want to help you, Amane. Whoops. Oh, I'm sorry, my leg slipped. Sorry about that. Tripped over my own feet.
わざとだよね。絶対わざとだよね。
Of course I did. Here, have another for the road.
そこはちょんってしたらダメなの。
You're trembling like a newborn fawn, my dear.
もうユージのド S。私をいじめて楽しいの？
Do you really want to know? Well, this is my answer. Ah, he's such a sadist. Can't get enough of that sleepy, disinterested gaze. It's like he's looking at a piece of trash. Amane, my friend, you are truly a hopeless masochist. Oh, crap. I'm so turned on, I think I might wet myself. What if I make a mess right here? Yuji would get angry, right? He'd be disgusted with me, right? He'd glare coldly down at me, right? Let's do it. Well, that said, at the moment, I'm not quite ready to start doing stuff like that in public. In the end, we enjoyed a pleasant and conventional ending to our date, then returned safely to the Mahama Academy dormitory. Gotta know when to delay your gratification, right?